because I really love reading about characters who are getting gobbled up and devoured like that. Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like. Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to the Softest Read, where we read for pleasure, literally. My name is Jasmine, and if it's your first time here, it's just welcome, girl. Over here, y'all, we talk about all things pleasure, spice, and black romance. And this month, y'all, is November, and it's all about feasting. I thought we'd make it interesting this year. And since I've been seeing so many people do naughty Novembers, I wanted to make it spicy, okay? Forget the turkey and the dressing. We're having a naughty November reading feast. 5 courses, serving up the most delicious reads, all novellas except for one. So each course comes with a theme, a little appetizer, a little main course, and of course, some desserts. Y'all can join me on this challenge by picking one or a few of these books per course, or go full plate and finish all of the books before this month ends. Either way, this one's for the grown and sexy readers who don't skip foreplay or flavor. Let's get into it, y'all. So the first course on the menu is the sip. The sip is the warm-up. Every good feast starts with something to loosen you up and set the mood, and that's exactly what this is. For this course, I'll be reading 3 naughty novellas under 100 pages. These reads are quick, satisfying, and guaranteed to leave you curious for the next round. So the 3 novellas I'll be sipping on to get a little tipsy for this season is the 3-book series by Brienne Dene, Spin About You. So whenever I see people talking about this series, they only talk about the first book. Nobody ever talks about the second book, and then also the 3rd book that just came out in July. So the second book is called Fucking Under the Mistletoe. And then the 3rd book is Given Is a Gift, which came out this year back in July. Now, I'd already read Spin About You, but I read Spin About You when it first came out 2 years ago, I believe. And it's been a hot minute, so I don't really remember everything that went down in the book. Let me get a little bit more comfortable for this, y'all. So Miss Brienne Dene is no stranger to writing spice. I read her Trickin' Is a Treat, and the 2nd book in that series for Smatober, and it was very, very spicy. And I know Miss Miam can write some really great characters that are full of depth in such a short amount of time. So I'm expecting the same in Spin About You, and honestly, if my memory serves me correctly. One thing Miss Brienne Dene knows how to do is write a male character that knows how to talk real nasty and dirty to you. And I feel like if my memory serves me correctly, this main male character in this book was talking real dirty to the female main character and was telling her to sit on his motherfucking face. Mind you, I feel like this man is bearded, and there was a moment where her juices were glistening all up in his beard. And baby, that's the type of stuff I love to sip on. So I'm sipping on this read again, okay? And then finishing the entire series because I never finished it. They're all novellas. They're all under 100 pages. So that is what I'm sipping on in this challenge, okay? Now, the next course in this challenge is the appetizer. Now, we all know the appetizer is your first taste. This course is all about reading a book by a new to you author, someone you've been curious about but haven't tried them yet. It's a chance to sample something different, explore a new pen, not be afraid to take a little bite. So the book I'm reading by a new to me author is called Cinnamon and Golds by Lady Marie. Now, this book came out a long time ago. I'm going to say not a long time ago, but maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And I never got around to reading the book. I did see it though. I remember this cover because I have a thing for men with beards. And this man's beard is just gorgeous on the cover. I remember seeing this cover go around a few years ago, and I don't even know why I did not read this book. I don't know why, because it's right up my alley. So, because it's a new to me author, I haven't read a book by Lady Marie. I am gonna read it this November. So, y'all, yeah, I'm really excited about this read because the reviews I read say it's juicy, messy, and it's a funny read. So I'm gonna read the synopsis. Thanksgiving, the time of year where family and friends come together to enjoy each other's company, eat a bit of turkey, or maybe catch a football game or two. Or maybe it's the time of year where you end up at your ex's mother's house under false pretenses and have to sit through dinner with this family. His new girlfriend, his fine-ass cousin with the gold grill that may or may not have just given you an orgasm that your body could barely handle. Already, y'all. So clearly our main character here is toxic as fuck, okay? Pissed at her ex. Whatever he fucking did, she had to get her motherfucking lick back in order to be at this damn Thanksgiving dinner with plans. Matter of fact, not plans. She done already fucked on her ex's fine ass cousin. That's what it sounded like. He just gave her a good ass orgasm. And you know what? Hell yeah. I'm really here for the women getting their lick backs from men who be doing them motherfucking dirty. So I'm really excited about reading this to see what he did to cause sis to do that, okay? To cause sis, I'm really curious to see and read this book to figure out what did he do? Who was he cheating on her with? Because I already know it has something to do with cheating. Who was he cheating on her with? Probably the new girlfriend he with. And for her to even show up under false pretenses, having just fucked his cousin, who's at the dinner table too. This is gonna give very much so toxic, messy, and I'm motherfucking here for the plot. So I'm really excited to read this new to me author. Another new to me author that I have right here in my notes that I'm adding to this taste testing is The Nasty Hour by Sunshine's Urban Novels. Now, this read is not a Thanksgiving themed book, but because the story's concept is of someone calling in on a radio show that turns nasty as fuck, and it's Nasty November, I knew I had to add this book to my freaking Naughty November challenge, okay? Now, I'm going to read the synopsis for this as well. Let me pull it up. So the synopsis reads as, welcome to the Nasty Hour, where secrets get stripped, fantasies get confessed, and the airways drip filthier than any late night show you've ever tuned into. Jason Gray isn't just a voice, he's the whole temptation. Smooth, dangerous, and uncut, he runs the Nasty Hour like a preacher of sin, pulling moans and confessions out of strangers like gospel. But with Mocha Dior, the polished, guarded beauty who's been secretly tuning in night after night, steps into his studio, the game changes. One mic, 1 hour. 1 mic, 1 hour, and no way to fake the truth when desire gets this loud. What starts as a radio segment about fantasies turns into a night of raw revelations, blurred boundaries, and bodies willing to risk it all on air. Some call it nasty. Jason calls it history. Y'all, I cannot wait to get into this one, okay? This one sounds like it's gonna be good and juicy. Do you hear me? Did y'all hear this synopsis? This sounds like it's gonna be so freaking good. I just think about when I heard this radio show here in Houston. Can't even think of the name, please. I can't think of the name. But there's this man with this deep, silky voice on the radio airwaves that I enjoy listening to Sunday evenings. They play R&B music, and here's his silky ass voice cutting in between the cuts. And it was just such a beautiful, silky, deep, masculine voice. He had a really good voice for radio. And I remember his name. I never knew what he looked like. Back in the day, I used to be a journalist, right? And I used to get invited to all kinds of things around the city. And when I went to one event, I just so happened to hear that radio team was there at that event. So I was so excited to finally put a face to the voice I had been hearing on the radio. I was very much so disappointed, okay, because I really thought this man was gonna be sexy as hell. Once I laid eyes on him, like, he got the most sexiest voice I ever heard ever in my life. So I just knew, I was like, oh, he probably fine, tall, dark skin, packing, physically built with a beard. And I didn't get that. This man was short. He about 5'6". Ain't nothing wrong with short kings. Okay, don't get it twisted. Ain't nothing wrong. But he wasn't easy on the eyes, and I was very disappointed, y'all. He did have the beautiful dark skin, but like, I'm just saying, his voice and his appearance, physical appearance, just didn't match up. 2 + 2 wasn't equaling 4. It was equaling confused. So just imagine being this female character in this book, pulling up on this man who you've been listening to on the airways for months, for years, and him matching everything you might have envisioned. And then y'all getting it on, because that's what I feel like it's gonna lead to. Them having some amazing, nasty, freaky, filthy sex on air for everybody to listen to. And yeah, like, I'm here for it. I'm freaking here for this. So, the nasty hour. And y'all, please add this one to your list. I'm challenging everybody who watches my channel to read this book. Y'all, next up is the main course. Now, this is where it gets flavorful, yet filthy, but in the best way. The main course is your forbidden feast, where I'll be reading a book with a taboo or off limits or unconventional romance. The kind of story that makes you say, I shouldn't be into this or like this shit, while still flipping the pages like you're starving for more or coming back for second helping. For this challenge, I want to go all in and read a full-on novel. I have been talking about doing a reading vlog for this book for a minute now, so it's finally time to make it happen. And the book I'm talking about is Demon's Dream, y'all. Yes, y'all, I'm finally getting into Demon's Dream. So there are 747 pages, 109 chapters, which means it's a whole motherfucking meal. Okay, this is a whole meal. My plan is to start Thanksgiving week, since I will be out the entire week, and read at least 10 or more chapters a day, just until I finish it. The goal is to finish by December 1st. And y'all, I can't wait to indulge. It's been a hot minute since I talked about this read, since I bought this book. I bought this book back in April this year. Then I actually started reading this book back in September. However, because I was packing everything from my old apartment, I was just too overwhelmed. Let me just put it there. I was overwhelmed to really dive into this book, and any book for that matter. So it's high time that I revisit, and I'm so freaking excited to finally indulge in Demon's Dream. I'm just so excited, y'all. Like, it's been sitting pretty on my shelf for months. So Demon's Dream, I'm getting into it. This is what I'm feasting on for the main course. Okay, y'all, next up is one of my favorites on the list, because I'm really excited about getting into this as well. The course that's up is called The Side Dish, the Gobbled Up and Swallowed. Now, the read for The Side Dish is exactly what it sounds like, okay? Let me be clear. It's the book that comes with a little extra spoonful of spicy seasoning on it. For this one, I'm reading a book where somebody gets devoured and ate the fuck up. I'm talking full course, Thanksgiving meal, gobbled up, licked up, no crumbs or juices left behind. I'll be reading Eats for Free, a hot holiday hookup novella by Danielle Allen. And baby, this title says it all. I chose this book because it features a veteran, and on November 11th, it's Veterans Day, and shout out to all the veterans who may be tuning in right now. But I celebrate this day because my mom and my stepdad are vets, and so is one of my exes. So I've always respected this day. But I also got really excited because it's a spicy tale, and the literal synopsis says this: The sign said, "Veterans eat for free." And that's exactly what I let him do. Excuse me? If y'all didn't know, veterans every year get to eat free pretty much anywhere. It's a lot of places that offer free meals to veterans. But in this tale, apparently our main female character is the free meal, serving herself up on a platter, honey, to be devoured for Veterans Day. And I'm here for it, y'all. Like I said, listen, I mostly read books with drug kingpins, men of the streets. You hardly hear about veterans or men in the military. So y'all, this got me, and honey, I am here for it. I cannot wait to get into this read, okay? This will probably be one of the very first books I read. I'm not gonna read all of these books that I'm sharing in order of the courses, even though I probably should, but I want to boost this one up on the TBR list because I really love reading about characters who are getting gobbled up and devoured like that. Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like. Let me stop. I just get excited now. Every feast ends with something sweet, and the dessert is exactly that. Now, for this course, you must either read a book that involves dessert, food play, or the characters being served up and savoring a nasty sweet tooth. With that being said, I will be tasting Dessert for Three, an erotic novelette by Nicole Falls. Now, y'all, this read is not a holiday themed book, but it is nasty for November. Now, the synopsis reads as this. After being unceremoniously dumped by her ex, Uema is still licking her wounds 6 months later. While out on a pre-birthday night on the town, she's approached with an opportunity that she finds herself unable to resist. And so what I gather from this short teaser is that Miss Ma'am ends up becoming dessert while on her birthday. And because it's called Dessert for Three, I think sis is gonna get her back blown out and her ill nana snacked on in a threesome. Yes. And if that doesn't sound like a sweet deal, I don't know what to tell you, okay? Because it sounds like a sweet ass deal, okay? To be getting your back blown out and your ill nana snacked on for your birthday by a couple, by two people on your birthday in a threesome. Yes. Now, I'm guessing that it is a couple. I don't know if it's a couple. It could be brothers. It could be women. It could be anything. Regardless, I'm here for it because that sounds like a sweet ass deal, okay? On your birthday, getting devoured, getting your back blown out after going through a traumatic breakup. Yeah. Really, really excited about getting into this read as well. Now, y'all, I do have a couple of other reads that I have on my Naughty November hopefuls because the books are coming out, I believe, later on during this month. Not I believe, they are coming out later on this month of November. And as I shared, that'll be the last week of this month will be dedicated to me reading Demon's Dream because I would like to finish for December 1st to release my reading vlog around it. But there's two more reads that I would like to add to the list as holiday hopefuls. So the first story on my list of holiday hopefuls is called Autumn Woods, an erotica by the Tasha Marie. And I have to say, after reading Trick Me, Treat Me, and Ghost by her for Smoktober last month, I became a fan of the Tasha Marie. She has an ability to give me just amount of story and spice and intrigue that I need to feel satisfied. And in the short ass story, sis is queen of writing instant gratification stories. So I'm a really big fan of her. So hopefully I can get to Autumn Woods. If not this month, for sure I'm reading next month. I'm reading it before this year is out, and I'll do a separate reel over it because I already know I'm gonna enjoy it. I enjoy all of her reads that I read so far. I'm also hopefully diving into Stuffed at the Table by Candy Marie, who is also a new to me author, and her story drops on November 28th. And the synopsis, after I read the synopsis, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good one. So I had to add it to the list. I will read the synopsis. Hold on, let me pull it up. So the synopsis says, meet Jonathan and Honey, a middle-aged African-American couple that have been dating for 2 years. Jonathan is ready to take the relationship to the next level, which includes meeting his family. This holiday season, they come to celebrate the holidays as a one. But once they arrive at Jonathan's parents' home, the couple is faced with secrets, jealousy, kinky fun, and murder. So come get stuffed at the table where we're serving more than turkey. So when I read that, I gotta cleanse my palate a little bit of all this spice with a little bit of spice and murder. So that's why when I saw murder in the synopsis, I said, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. Let me add this to the list too. So if y'all are watching this before November 28th, make sure you add that to your TBR. Even if you come across this video after November 28th, please add it to your list to read, y'all, because it just sounds so freaking juicy. And of course, I will let y'all know on my socials if I get around to reading these books. I plan to. I'm not going to say if I get around to reading these books. I plan to read them. They might not be in the month of November, though. They might roll over into next month of December. I might do separate reels. I know I said that in my last video for Smatober, and I don't know what the hell is going on. So that's the Naughty November reading feast, y'all. 5 courses of spice and lots of simple, satiating reads. If you're joining in, I broke down each course for the Naughty November reading feast. In the description, tag me at the softest read and use the hashtag Naughty November Feast so I can see what's on your plate this month. And if you're new here, girl, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Around here, we keep it soft, we keep it sensual, and we keep it grown. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me this week. Keep flipping those pages, keep reading spice and pleasure and pouring into yourself, and I will see y'all next time. Mwah.